but it's absolutely clear, the feeling around the place, that we are a different football club now with Javi. You know.
But when Gino called me before coming, I needed to speak with him.
10 minutes maximum. I pull my hamstring for sure.
My first day here, I told him, KB, when I came to London, I buy a ticket, but you know, I bought a return ticket. You know, not one way, not only one way.
And I would love nothing better than to have a second stand and have a 30,000 capacity.
Yesterday we have a long meeting with all the scouts, and we try to see for every system, every role, always the best coming through.
Right, who would like to be the first person to ask a question? You can just raise your hand, I'll come to you with your mic. If you just introduce yourself and then who your question is to.
My name is Paul Samuel. My question is, obviously, it's quite an exciting start to the season, and there's certain players that clearly become cornerstone players. And one, for example, Imrân Louza. What do you do to mitigate against the possibility of a lower level Premiership club just snapping him up and us losing him? Because I think every fan would be very upset to lose him the way he's playing at the moment.
Lovely, thank you, Paul.
I mean, the starting point is we always want clubs to be interested in our players because it means they're doing well, and we need that interest so we can drive the club forward. What we've said to Javi is that we will not lose any player in January that he doesn't want to lose. Now, obviously, if something comes in and it's super spectacular and it enables us to improve the squad and get a better player, then that will be a conversation we'll have with Javi, and we'll make that decision. But when January comes, we always take the view we're very much in the middle of our objective, and we believe we can achieve it. So we won't be selling any player that Javi doesn't want to lose. So that includes Louza, that includes Chakvetadze, that includes everybody who we believe can achieve our objective. So, as I say, we can always evaluate whether an offer is too good to turn down, and that can improve our chances of achieving our objective. But all things being equal, we won't be losing any player that we don't want to lose in January.
All right, thank you, Scott. Next.
Good evening. My question's for Mr. Nani and Valon. And congratulations, Valon. You're the only player that my wife knows his song to, so that's something to be thankful for. I thought you had a very good transfer window. I thought you did very well. However, you've really improved the centre-back position brilliantly. However, you haven't brought in a left-footed centre-back. They're all right-footed. If Javi wants to play in a 3, he's seriously handicapped. Why did you only bring right-footed players in?
Got a microphone there.
First of all, good evening, everybody. In the modern football, we have to be always, we try to give more importance to the quality of the player. And it's true because Kevin is right-footed, Pollock is right-footed, Asabankwa is right-footed, as Mendy and Max Alenia. But some right-footed players prefer to play in the left side. But of course, so instead to have a steady left-footed central back, we prefer to have a good right-footed central back able to play in the left side. Maldini was right-footed, he played all his career in the left side as the best left central defender of the history, maybe, or left right back. So then, of course, everything can be improved, but we try to give more attention to the quality of the player. And can we done better finding a left central back? Yes, of course. It's always, we are open to try to do something like that, but we have to deal always with many stuff. The budget, the money, the player happy to come, but we are really happy with the central back that we have, with the team, with the squad that we set up. Thank you. And also, yes, we believe we have done a good job because it's a young team with anyway some experienced player in the key position, and even in the defense, I think we have a good squad of central back.
And so, Gianluca, is that something you're looking at? So you see a really strong right-footed player, but actually you're saying, look, could they play on the left side as well? Are you identifying that during that sort of scouting process?
Yes, at the moment is Pollock play there, but Abanqua in Udinese play always in the left side. Keben sometimes play also in the left side, as Max Allegri play even left back. So is of course, if you play with the three, it's more important to have the central back with the left-footed because he can open up in a better the way to play. I think that Javier until so far is playing most of the game with the four defender, but as I say, it's something that we try to give more attention to the quality of the player.
Great, good question. Next up, same table.
Is investment still being sought at the football club? Are we going to be in a position where if Javi identifies a player that he really wants, that we're going to be able to go and get it?
Yeah, there's a number of questions there. So if I can unpack the question about the investment, that's very much my focus and has been for many years, and that never stops, the discussions to bring in further investment, because most Championship clubs are losing 20 million every season, and the owner simply has to put the money in just to keep the operation going. We lose around 9-10 million, and therefore we're having to do player sales in order to sustain those losses. And we need to get to the position where when we sell a player, that money goes back into the football club to strengthen rather than absorbing losses. That's why the new Premier League deal is so crucial, particularly for this football club, because they're talking about an extra 7 to 8 million that will be distributed, which can pretty much get us to break even, where therefore we sell a player because we want to, because then that money can then come back into the squad. As regards to the investment in the club, I think that's quite complicated, because yes, Gino remains completely committed and wants to challenge for promotion, and I think you can see what we did this summer. He's put his money where his words are, but the squad is quite big, and there aren't obvious gaps in the squad, and there's on paper 4 or 5 players who you would consider good players that would get into the team of most of the clubs that don't travel with the team because of the restriction with the matchday squad. So, it's difficult to say that we will strengthen in January when we're already having players not playing that expect to play. But always, if the market presents an opportunity and Javi is in agreement, we will always move and we will always look to improve. But if you look at our starting 11, the number 9 is a perfect example. I speak to lots of fans and they say, oh, well, you're going to bring in a 30 goal-scoring number 9. But, this isn't Football Manager. This is reality. And we're playing Luca, you have Semedo, and you have Dumbia. You bring in a 30-goal number 9, it's to the detriment of their development and their contribution to the team. So if Javi believes in one of those 3 or 2 of those 3, then that's who we need to play and that's who we need to develop. But always, if there's an opportunity to improve, we will do. But we are in a position where the squad is of quite a size where certain important players aren't playing. I mean, unfortunately, Varta got injured. Chakvetadze is due to be back any moment now. It was difficult to understand how Chakvetadze got back into the side when you have Varta, you have Baah. So we are fortunate that we've got quite a good squad, but we never stop looking at opportunities. And if we can, we will improve. But the human side of it is there is already a number of what I consider to be very good players that aren't happy because they're simply not in the matchday squad because of the size of the squad. So we have to be careful balancing our technical desire to improve with what we currently have and utilising what we currently have. So sorry for the long-winded answer, but January is always a complicated window, but if there is an opportunity, then absolutely we will do. But at the moment, there aren't, in our opinion, and we always discuss with Javi, there aren't glaring omissions. A lot can happen between now and January, and if there is something we need to do, we absolutely will do it, because we've made a commitment. We want to challenge for promotion, and nothing has departed us from that commitment. And I think this season we can. There's lots of work to do. And if that involves work in January, then so be it.
Great, thank you for the question. Valon, you've had an easy ride so far. So I'm going to come to you now. Coming back to the club, obviously you had a really positive impact in your time as a player. What's it been like returning, obviously in a very different role now?
Yeah, very different role, which was much easier before, as I say. No, yeah, of course, the atmosphere when I came here as a player was completely different because for so many reasons, was coming back in the Premier League for the club, the people full of energy, the atmosphere at the stadium was amazing, and now is with another role. Another feeling I have, that people are a bit suffering this situation of the championship. Of course, this is something that everyone wants to see this club in the Premier League. It's different, but with the experience that I had as a player, it's more easier for me to talk to the player. Now it's a very different generation, and as we spoke before, we have a young team. That means also that you don't have this consistency all the time. Javi spoke about little mistake. You have to accept that in order to create a path for the future. With some player we worked since the beginning of the season, and you find the key of way to talk to them after 4 months, and you see them start to performing well. It's a long work. Sometimes it's hard because you think like, I'm not getting anywhere with him. But if you keep going, keep working, keep talking to him, find a different way all the time, you create something. And we saw to some player, we saw some great result. In the meantime, is obviously the fans, everyone at the club wants to see the result as well. But this is a little bit the situation of the manager as well. He's working on the details. Sometimes it's a perfect game, we win the game, and everyone is happy. Then you have to expect that another game, you lose this small detail, because with a young team, you have to expect that, and that's what it means the moment right now. I think if we can keep just working and believing in what we're doing, we can achieve something very important. If we lose our patience right now, then it's just easy to react on the situation where we don't get the result that we want, and that we just stop building the process, stop believing in the process. And what is important to me also is to have Javi close to me. The experience that he helped me through this process, which is for a player especially is important, And also the fans are very important on that, understanding the situation, understanding sometimes can happen the mistake, can happen that small details, we miss some small details, and it's something that is very interesting for me, as I said before, but it was easier as a player. That's for sure.
I see your passion when you stood next to me in the dugout by the tunnel. That hasn't gone.
Better stay away from that.
Yeah, exactly. We'll say no more. Actually, we've had some questions submitted in advance as well, I think, by people that aren't here. And I'm going to pick on you, Valon, for the first one. This is from Heather in Enfield, who asks, how long would you last in a training session today?
10 minutes maximum. I pull my hamstring for sure. No, seriously, it's something that now that I'm outside might look easy, some situation of the player, because you see from the stand, and you see the spaces inside the pitch is something very different. The speed of the decision making is something that's not real. That's not what we see. So when we see some mistake of the player, it doesn't look so easy on the pitch, because you don't see the space, you don't have the angle of the way you see the pitch, you don't see the free spaces there is, but which from outside I can see. And so for sure, with the rhythm right now, it's different football. Some might like Gianluca, like the old style, but it's not the same level as before. It's quicker, it's faster, and it's tough. So I'm not the kind of guy that think like, if I'm there, I could do better. No, for sure, no. These guys are more skillful than us. It's a different era. It's really a different speed of game. So 10 minutes.
With the rumour of Bayern Munich having a buyback clause for Nestory Irankunda, is there a fear that we might end up losing such a young player with such incredible talent a bit sooner than we would have wanted?
No, without going into the contracts and breaching confidentiality, we're in total control of that situation. So if we want Irankunda here, he stays here. So there's no prospect of that.
Great. Nice, simple answer. Okay, I'll come back to you in just a second. Someone beat you to their hand.
Earlier it was said that we've almost got too many players. Are there some players you're looking to maybe send out on loan in January to get more first-team experience, particularly younger ones?
Gianluca?
Yes. Okay. It's too early now, so because we have still 1.5 months. As Javi said before, is keep going his job to knowing deeply the player. Of course, some player will go because we have too many, and then we won't give them the chance to play to keep growing up as a player. But now it's too early to say. So, but someone will go because we are, I think, a big squad now. So let's see how is the injuries and let's see how they progress. Of course, let's see what Javi say about the squad that he has, and then we together decide some of them to move in January.
With the unity that the players need to have on the pitch, together with the manager, how will that stand if we don't even come close to the playoffs or anything else? What is the situation with Javi?
It's a difficult question. We're not unusual in the amount of coaches that have been removed. It's part of the modern game. I mean, there's at least 4 or 5 teams in the Championship that have removed a similar number of coaches as we have. And unfortunately, people are chasing results and move coaches. It's not through flippancy. It's through a desire to achieve success and objectives. The only thing we can do is try and win football matches. And I think Gino tried to show his commitment in this summer window with the amount of players that he brought in and the amount of exciting young players that he brought in. It's a results-driven industry, and that will never change. I can only repeat that, I don't want personally to keep changing coaches. We need to find somebody that we can grow with and we can build something. The appointment of Paolo was an appointment made by Gino, and when that didn't work out, he said to me, "There is an opportunity to bring Javi back. What do you think?" And I jumped at the chance because of the attributes that Javi brings to this football club. I believe are exactly what we need to achieve our objectives. Having somebody that Gino wanted to bring in, somebody that Gino believes in, and I think that is a strong foundation for a long-term future. I personally think Javi is exactly what this football club needs. My view is a small view. Gino's is an important view, and it was Gino's desire and wish to bring Javi back because he knows what Javi can do to this football club. So with that foundation, I think we have the real possibility to build something together. It's a results-driven industry. I echo what Valon says, that with a young team, it's about seeing development and tolerating some mistakes as we build together. In many respects, as I said to Gino, you're almost witnessing Javi's pre-season in real time. So there are going to be bumps, but it's absolutely clear, the feeling around the place, that we are a different football club now with Javi. Javi is in control. Javi's building a team. I think you can have many accusations thrown at us, but we've been a collection of individuals. We're now moving to a team, and if we become a team and Javi has all the tools to deliver that, then we can achieve our objective. Whether that's this year, I don't know. Whether it's next year, I don't know. But we're definitely moving in the right direction now. As I said to Gino last week, it feels like when we were in the Premier League again. Javi's in total control. His teamwork, effectively. He knows what he wants to achieve, and he just works to deliver that. So I can't give any guarantees about anything, but I'm extremely confident that what we have in place now is the right thing for us to have the best shot to grow together and do something special, as Javi did last time. So we've just got to keep working, because I think we have everything in place now.
One more question is that the Elton John sound was built in such a way where it could have the second series built on top of it. Do you think now, with the squad that we've got and the players that we've got, might be an option to put another tier on top of this, the Elton John stand, to bring in more supporters and more money into the club?
There's always that option, but where we currently are, there isn't that demand. We're not able to sell out what we currently have. So, I've always tried to grow this football club strategically and sensibly, and I would love nothing better than to have a second stand and have a 30,000 capacity, but I wouldn't sell it at the moment. So, it's something that has to be demand driven, and then absolutely I would do it, because for us to have a point of difference against other clubs and compete, particularly if we get promoted to the Premier League, we need to have a 30,000 strong fan base that can deliver that extra match day income. Leeds have it, Leicester have it, and that match day income makes a difference. But at the moment, we simply don't have that demand. If we generate it, absolutely. Everything's in place. Planning permission went in. We have everything to expand the stadium, but currently there is just not that demand for it.
Can you take us back? What was that moment like when you got that call or that text from Gino? I don't know if you've heard of the phrase pocket dial. If you thought maybe, why's Gino calling me?
To be honest, I was with my wife in Malaga, living under the sun. I was, enjoying the life, the real life. But when Gino called me, before coming, I needed to speak with him, to be honest. After my last experience here, I needed a conversation with him and to understand some things that I don't understood in some moment before. After this conversation, I didn't need a long time to take the decision to come. You know what I feel for Watford, for the club, for the fans, for the people, even for the country. I really feel well living here, enjoying doing my job, and it's true that to be sacked in my job is something I have to deal with that, because I was sacked in Leeds, in other teams, in other circumstances. It's something natural for me. What I give value is all the time I spent here was around very good people, in this canteen, on the field with my players, at the stadium, at Vicarage Road, listening my son that is very famous in my city, and I'm really happy to be here again and to have this opportunity. And for me, it's not so important if Watford is in Championship or in Premier League. For me, Watford is a special team. And now I think we are all together trying to work and to try to find a way to put the Watford where the club has to be, is in Premier League. We are going to make the effort all together, and I think it's the only way to achieve something like that, because we have to compete against very good teams, good clubs as well. But if we work together, we can have more options to achieve it. Yeah, I'm sure of that.
Great, thank you, Javi. Actually, there's one here.
Sorry. And Valon told before that he couldn't train more than 10 minutes. I broke my calf against Coventry on the bench. On the bench. And broke my calf doing like this. Then suppose 0 minutes for me.
There is actually a question here for you, Javi, that's come in from Colin and Royston, which probably links to, I guess, that commitment to move across, move back to Watford and then join the team. How pleased are your own children that you're back in charge at Watford?
Really happy.
Are they singing the song at home?
Yeah, they know. Yeah. But to be honest, they always are supporters or follow the team where his daddy is working, in Spain, in England. But they feel something special for Watford as well, because they spend 2 years in 3 different seasons, and they live with me that experience, being at Vicarage Road, watching many games away as well, and they enjoyed many good people at the school here, and now they are living in Spain because they are in a special moment before the university, and they choose different subjects, different programs, and it's not easy to change them in this moment. But we are enjoying together. I put my phone at night and we have dinner together. Something like that is the moment for me to be together as a family. And the rest of the day we are focused from 7 to 7 every day here in the training ground, trying to give our best with my staff. You can see them there. And only we have one objective, is try to give our best, and I hope at the end we can celebrate all together good results.
And there was a fabulous moment you had with Troy, obviously, when you were coming back. And actually, that's a question that's come in for Scott, asking, was it nice to have Troy back at the training ground a couple of times? And can you see him returning one day in an official capacity of some sort?
It was great to see Troy. I mean, I can be less diplomatic than Javi because I don't manage the coach. My 3 children, my eldest is 14, my girl is 13, and my other boy is 9. They've only known Watford. They are Watford fans. It's their life. It's everything. And all 3 of them just have the Troy Deeney shirt on their wall. Troy Deeney is everything to them. So he was an important person at this football club, important person to me. It's his home. He's chosen a different career in punditry, so sometimes he has to say things that I don't think he means, but that's his job. But when you speak to him privately, this is his home. His heart's here. A massive part of the success that was delivered during that past decade. And as I say, my children will always be Watford fans. It's their life. It's all they've ever known. And Troy Deeney is their hero. So he's very much an important part of this football club and will always be.
Great. Thank you, Scott.
And a quick one for you, Javi. On a Saturday afternoon, what gets me into the stadium and excited is seeing players excite us, get us off our seats. Kwadwo Baah is obviously one of those. My emotional hat on a Saturday, when I see that he might not be playing, or when he does come on, he comes on the left side, I get very upset. And I think, Javi, what are you doing? With my sensible hat on tonight, explain to me, how does such an exciting player like Kwadwo Baah, who, I don't know, most people in this room, I think, would agree with getting a vast majority of the championship teams. Very exciting. He makes things happen, creates goals. How do we get such a really passionate, strong, aggressive player into our team on the right-hand side and gets me off my seat?
It's difficult to explain to me, but I'll try it. I think KB. I think KB plays better on the right side than on the left side. I think so. If you compare with, for example, Irankunda, that is an offensive player as well, is right-footed, and then I think Irankunda plays better on the left side, going inside to shoot with the right side. With the right foot, sorry. Both players, Rocco Bata, these kind of players, Chakvetadze, offensive players, second forwards, Tom Ince, with different qualities, but all of them second players to play in between the lines, being offensive. One of them being more aggressive in 1v1, other with more quality to know where is the to find free spaces, all of the other to finalize with a very good shoot. And we try to find in the different games to take out the best of all of them, knowing we need a balance. And Valon spoke before about the balance when he spoke about Kwadwo Baah. All of us know that we have players with a lot of skills, offensive skills, in this 1v1, but at the same time, we are not so good finalizing. We are not so good scoring goals. We don't have the composure to finish well, because we've created enough chances in the last games to, in my opinion, to win more points. When we speak about KB, I think he needs to improve, to understand better the game. He has the quality to run. He is very aggressive. He can make a very good 1v1 and finalizing like with good assists, like he did, scoring Imrân, arriving from the second line. But we need more from KB. We don't expect only one player take the ball, run 40 meters, make a pass like that. We need more playing inside, playing outside, defending, arriving when the ball is coming from the other side, and don't waiting if the ball is going there or there. We need to be more aggressive. All these things, when we speak about KB, we can speak about Irankunda, about Kwadwo Baah, about Chakvetadze, Giorgi, about Tom, about Moussa, about all these players can play in between the lines. And to be honest, I like a lot this kind of players, young players, most of them young players, and with a lot of qualities. But we have to be demanding with all of them. And in this case, when you speak about KB, I think he can help us making a better work defending. Not, I don't tell you defending back, but with a good balance. My first day here, I told him, KB, when I came to London, I buy a ticket in the train, but you know, I bought a return ticket. You know, not one way, not only one way. You know, something like that. And every player needs something different, and KB needs, in my opinion, play on the right side. If the team needs him on the right side, he will play on the right side. I think more often than in the other side, because I think he plays better there. It's clear. But if he plays sometimes in the other side, remember me. But it's because the team really needs playing in that side. I try to find the best option, the best players to compete well that game. And sometimes I'm manager, and then I spend a lot of time watching the computer, and maybe sometimes I don't understand well the games.
When he phoned me and said that Paulo he was thinking of removing him, and that there's the possibility of Javi coming back, I said, absolutely, we should jump at that opportunity. I think I publicly documented the qualities that Javi brings is what we were clearly missing with the former coach. I firmly believe in this appointment, but more importantly, so does Gino. So I think with those ingredients, then we can absolutely continue where we left up and do at least another 3 seasons, hopefully more.